Hail, Reckoners, and welcome back. Today's indie game is Canveus. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but this was for the Mystjam, so expect several more of these in the following days. Games inspired by the video game Myst, which, if you're not familiar with, is a exploration puzzle game, essentially. You kind of just wander around an open world and solve puzzles as you encounter them. They're usually very hard. This game it's pretty good. I think it does a good job of recapturing Myst without being outrageously frustrating. I will go into more detail as we work our way through the puzzles. I have played this game all the way through already because I wasn't sure how hard it would be, and I wanted to, be a little more prepared. And I think that was a good idea. So, let's go! Far across the dreaming sea, a lone contraption mystery. It once did bring a sky so blue, but broken now, and silent through. Your task? To fix the sky once more. Fix and see the color soar. Made by a Brit, apparently. Or somebody who spells color funky. So basically, we're around this hub crystal, and each of these little zones is a puzzle, and so we're trying to restore all the colors. Pretty straightforward stuff. So, there are a couple key things. Here's the first thing, and something that I messed up on very, very deeply. So, it's very important, if you want to beat this game, that you recognize and know how to read this number pattern. This very clearly lays it out for you. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's a base 7 numerical system. I made the horrible mistake of, for whatever reason, my brain's like, oh, here's how it works. It goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I thought it was a base 6 notation. And this threw me off on a couple puzzles. Again, I'll go over that more later. But for now, we just have to these buttons are somehow corresponding to different ones of these. We'll see how in a second. We just need to rotate things so they play nice. What rotated there? Which one was that? That's that one. Okay, so we want you to stay that way. 2 is that guy, which we want to be like that. 3, we want like that. 4, we want like that. 5, we don't care about. 6 is that one. We want to stay. 7, we want to rotate. 8, we want to rotate. And 9, we want to rotate. That should be good. So I have to click from, basically, I'm rooted in place. I can turn with the mouse, but I can't move until I click forward, which is a very Myst-like thing. Or I guess I think in the first couple, I think Myst and Riven, you couldn't move at will. It was, like a fixed picture, basically, that you interacted with. The later ones, like, Uhuru, whatever later ones had this kind of thing, where it's a lot more free form. So you shine the laser, it bounces around, hits that laser. So you see that red is associated with the number 2. And we also take note that red 2 is associated with this symbol here. Actually, where is it? Here is my notes I took when playing through the game the first time. Oh, it's already mirrored for you guys, isn't it? Because I mirror my camera. Well, the point is, yeah, you just need to know that this symbol means 2, basically. You don't really care about the color that much. And that's pretty obvious, I think. That puzzle is very straightforward. I quite like that puzzle. Because it just requires... It's something that's generally pretty apparent right off the bat. While also not being a terribly big hassle to go back and rectify if you make a mistake. So this puzzle... I believe... I kind of got lucky on this one. And accidentally brute forced it. We're going to light up... Yes, all of them. Then you see we only care about the middle ones, so we're going to click on the corners and deactivate all of them. Pretty straightforward. Boom. That is orange. This one looks yellow, which is a little confusing, but it's 5. 5 is a number we shall associate with... You can double click the fast walk. 5 is that symbol. Rotate. Next puzzle. So this is the one where my lack of understanding for the numerical system really screwed me. So, on this side we see generator switches, and at first you're like, I don't know what this is. But it's basically telling you the value of each of these buttons. Then over here tells you the number you're trying to match exactly. So, I just got really lucky with this. I was let's see what my notes say. I was using base 6 notation, so I was off by 1 or 2 on all these buttons, and I thought the targeted number was 45. So basically I picked them out and I got to 45 and it didn't trigger, and so I started kind of adding the smaller numbers, and then I got really, really lucky and I hit the target number exactly. So it turns out the number you're actually trying to hit is, I hope my math is correct, is 59, and the values that we care about are, looks like we got 19, 22, 1, 10, 7. Did I make, oh wait, I said let's set the fuse, did we? Set the fuse first, fuse reset. There you go, now they're staying. Maybe that worked. Okay, so in the site I downloaded this game from, and then we see that yellow is 1. In this site I downloaded this game from, it did say that there were a couple different button combinations to add up to 59, but one of them didn't work. So it's a slight bug in the game. Allegedly, I didn't encounter it. Oops, need to rotate things, didn't I? So yellow is 1, which is the little square symbol. Green is a clockwork rotate puzzle. Again, I kind of just brute forced this one and got lucky. Let's see if I can replicate it. I believe... Oh, the frame rate is chugging. That didn't happen before. Probably me jumping around too much. So I believe... Oh man, what is going on? The game did warn me that the frame rate didn't... Or the performance issues could happen if I played at higher resolution than it was optimized for. I ignored it! Now I'm facing the perils. Okay, so we have this. I believe I did this randomly. And then I clicked this one once? I don't remember. And then I alternated. Just alternate these two, basically. Oh no, not those two. You want to alternate these two. Yeah, so they don't get too far apart. And hopefully the middle one lines up at the end. It might not, if I don't remember what I did right. Because I didn't use logic like you're supposed to. Hey, I did it right, cool. Better lucky than good. Boom! So green is a 7. And this is my first mistake. I put green as 6 because that's what I thought. So I did actually, this game when you download it, it comes with a hint text file in the download folder. And I did have to break it out for the final puzzle because I just had the numbering system wrong and I was baffled. Completely baffled, and I felt really dumb. Because the problem is that 6 symbol, the one with the black dot, only appears in a couple places, and so I thought it was a 0 because it's very unique seeming. So here we're just going through the maze, and as you light these gems, they open up certain walls in the maze. So now our goal is to, let's see if I can remember correctly. Do I turn off the first one? I don't remember. I think I turn off, you're turning them off in a specific order now. I believe I turn off this one first, which closes that, but because I lit the third one, I can now go around. And we're going to turn off the second one. Right? Nope, that's wrong. We're going to leave the second one lit. I think perhaps... Let's turn this one off first, see what happens. Okay, this is still blocked. Okay, so yeah, we want to turn the second one off first, then the first one. I was right the very first time. I doubted myself. I shouldn't have done that. I mean, a healthy amount of doubt is healthy, obviously. Overconfidence can be a bad thing. Yeah, I like this puzzle because it, I don't know, I like first-person mazes. They seem... I loved mazes as a kid, like mazes from books, and so having a first-person maze is a very different experience, and I kind of like it. I don't know if it's actually a good experience, but I find it charming. So yeah, we had those two down, so the walls swap so we can go over here, we can crawl down here, and we just light this one, boom, and we're done. And so this is like, oh my gosh, what is the 0? There is, I don't get a 0, it's so confusing. But no, this is 6. Blue is 6. Or, this is blue, right? Yeah, blue, then we have indigo, which is already solved. This is indicated to you by the very opening title screen when you click on that piece of paper when you get sucked into this world. To the right of that paper is like a black disc with a bunch of gems on it. One of them's lit up. That's showing you that that puzzle's already solved. You cannot get to it. There's no way to get to it. But so that blue is the circle, violet is this symbol, and or indigo is that symbol. Violet is that symbol. And violet we go. Woohoo! And here, I don't know what's supposed to trip you off for this puzzle. I think it's supposed to have a pretty good musical ear, but I really just did this at random. Did I remember it correctly? Yeah, you see each of these boxes plays certain music. Did I remember it right? I did not remember it right. Okay, so maybe it was this way. I remember they were alternating pairs. Nah, that's wrong. That's totally wrong. This one's the first one. Yeah, it's terrible. Bear with me. This is gonna require trial and error. Do they spit back out right in front, or do they spit back out to the same configuration as before? I don't remember. Yeah, hold on a sec. I'm gonna fast. Actually, no, wait, I'm not gonna fast. I'll fast forward to the solution. Hey, that worked. It sounded off to me. So I mean, I've played a couple instruments in my life, never super proficiently, but I do not have a musical ear at all. I am kind of tone deaf sometimes. That sounded terrible to me, but apparently it worked at the order I just showed you at. So that reveals this keyboard. And so we have each of these symbols we now have mapped to a number, because that's 3. And so we're going to go back to here. Shoo! And this has appeared. This giant space thing. Whoa! Okay. Piano. And we're going to play those in the order. And this is the part where I got stuck and had to consult the hint guide because I had the numerical system wrong. And I couldn't brute force it. Because I had... What did I have? I had green as being 6. It was actually 7. I could have brute forced it if it wasn't for that. So let me consult this. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And we're treated to a pretty little panoramic fly around. This song, I think it'd be kind of cool if each crystal you lit added a layer to, like, background music. I mean, there is no background music, and that's probably a good thing for a puzzle game, because in a puzzle game, you're kind of... It's not infrequent that you spend time just staring at things, and having background music can get really old really fast, so it's probably for the best, but it would have been cool if, as you're slowly rebuilding the machine, it adds music, you know? Because that's one of my favorite things about Fract OSC, which is a similar type exploration puzzle game. But yeah, that was that. Very cool. Very well done. Mystjam game. See, then these are all lit. So if you guys want to check this game out for yourself, or other Mystjam games as I'm going through them, there's a link in the description below. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Signature catchphrase.